This Wednesday, Altrop Park opens its gates for a unique concert in celebration of the life of Diana, Princess of Wales. Krista Berg, Sir Cliff Richard and Leslie Garrett are amongst the stars taking the stage with the BBC Concert Orchestra in aid of the Princess's Memorial Fund. In memory of a princess who loved music, on the day of her birthday, Diana, Princess of Wales Tribute Concert, Wednesday at 9:30 on BBC One.
You're about to marry a living legend.
Welcome to Camelot.
You've loved him since childhood.
All I want is your love.
Your life seems complete until someone else leaves you breathless. Sean Connery, Richard Gere and Julia Ormond. First night, Thursday at 9:30 on BBC One.
Heather Locklear employs a secretary with a sinister mind. She's dangerous. Just read the body language in the late film, In an Hour. First on BBC One, all the goals in the back of our net. World Cup highlights with Gary Lineker.
Good evening. There were no shocks on the first day of the knockout stage. Italy and Brazil both cruised through, but who will they meet in the quarterfinals? The Azzurri could meet Les Bleus. The host nation were the top scorers in the first stage. But would they find it so easy against Paraguay's extrovert goalkeeper, Jose Luis Chilavert? Now, who's going to get the dubious pleasure of meeting Brazil? Will it be Nigeria? They've already upset Spain. Or Denmark, who sneaked through to the second round, almost unnoticed. Also in the programme, I'll be talking to England's boy wonder, Michael Owen. And as Holland prepare to play Yugoslavia tomorrow, we'll hear from their coach, Gus Hiddink. Joining me in the studio are Mark and Jimmy. Right, we start with France against Paraguay. It's all been très facile so far for the hosts, but this is when the tournament really starts. The commentators in Lawrence are David Pleat and Barry Davis.
Blue skies, do they all go well? Allez, les Bleus. That's the 50th team chosen by Aimé Jacquet. It's a very positive choice with the two youngsters included, the Monaco pair, Trezeguet and Henry, together with Bernard Diarmed of Auxerre, who took his chance with a good performance against Denmark in the final match in the group competition. The referee is from the United Arab Emirates. Been some questions raised about that choice, but he is experienced. He's in his second World Cup. It's the Paraguay team, their defensive strength in place, the experienced Roberto Acuna, only a substitute against Nigeria, is restored in midfield with Cardosa and Campos paired forward with the very clever little Benitez just behind them.
So the relief and delight in Lens spread all the way to the capital, where the French people were out in their thousands to celebrate the golden goal victory. They can now look forward to a heavyweight quarter-final against Italy.
It's not a great night, but it's a nice night because France won versus Paraguay. It was not a good game, but we won, and we are here to party for the win.
It was so difficult because maybe Zidane was not playing today, so next time he's coming back, so I hope that they're gonna play better next time, you know.
Very, very happy, and I hope they will go in final.
we hope that after a while they are going to be much more better because they are becoming on and on.
And France 3, Brazil nul, 0.
We hope that we'll find England at the final. We hope so, but France will win the World Cup. I hope so. See you, bye.
Well, Jimmy, they're all celebrating wildly there, but it was all a bit edgy at the time, especially the golden goal. It was exciting stuff.
It is exciting. It was exciting, but I think that's celebration with relief rather than any confidence. I mean, they found goals difficult to score, France, in the build-up and for a long time now. And you can't really see any signs of them being confident enough to beat a side like Brazil or a side of another level, if you put it. I mean, they tried out lots of passion, and Paraguay have only scored in one of their, what, 4 games. And on that basis, they didn't have a lot to beat, but they made very heavy weather of it. And their manager, I think the most perceptive thing that you can learn looking at those pictures was the face of their manager every time we cut to him. It was worry.
Yeah.
Trials, well, tribulation. They were 0-0 still.
Yeah, it was probably his job he was worrying about, Jim.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you do get knocked out, you do go. But I mean, he shouldn't be playing against a team, as I say, that are not prolific scorers. France should be among the favourites for the tournament. They're playing at home, and it didn't look good today for their chances, particularly against a higher quality side.
I just thought that that game for them might be the most difficult, Gary, in terms of the pressure, because everybody expected Paraguay to be turned over quite easy. All right, they're without Zidane, as Jim said. I mean, Paraguay hardly looked like scoring, but Paraguay didn't really come to play today. They came to stop France, and I think obviously France had a problem because they really throughout the side there was a lack of width. I know they're missing Zidane. He makes everything happen for them through the middle of the park, but generally today, I mean, the 2 fullbacks never really got forward. And here's a little instance, just a change of the play, and you find it back out it comes, and it's all the time you're looking for somebody in wide positions. Petit plays it into Deschamps, and he's looking, he's going, well, where's Thuram? Where is he when I need him? Just give us that width and just to bring defenders out. And eventually, all the balls are played into the width of the penalty area. And on that occasion, obviously, France lost the ball, and it was Paraguay on the attack. And this is really the other side. And, you know, we mentioned Lizarazu. He was outstanding in a couple of the other games. Loads of area in which to run into. I mean, acres of space, but they never really got in those positions today. And more often than not, they just took the easy way out. Shall I take him on? Oh, I'm not quite too sure. No, I don't want to give the ball away. I can feel the pressure. What shall I do? Play it back into Begrosian. And, of course, then what does he do? Doesn't even think about taking anybody on. Slings it in. And it was a sign of a team, I thought, that were really under pressure today. And because of that, they really underperformed.
And the one thing you've got to do if a team's playing that deep is to try and get to the byline.
Get to the byline, draw them out, you know, and they defended so deep. I mean, Paraguay did it very, very well. The goalkeeper was outstanding, but if you get in a position where you make defenders defend on the half turn, and you got half a chance.
You mentioned the goalkeeper's outstanding, Jim. Chilavet's been one of the stars of the tournament, hasn't he?
Marvellous, marvellous man. He should go home extremely satisfied for what he's done for his country. Really extraordinary game today, and he was causing the French to panic in a way because he just wouldn't be beaten. He's superstitious guy, as you see here. There he is picking up a medal of some sort and giving a little kiss. He's not the only footballer I've known who's superstitious, but he's a talented one. But look at the skill with which He moves across his goal on the agility, 32 years of age, 2 hands to it, just in case, pushes it round there. And the best save of the lot from this free kick from Goalkeeper, deflected, and he gets his right hand to it just an inch from that post. And over the other side of the goal again, agility and enthusiasm for a 32-year-old and captain of that team. And more than that, look at the end there. He's picking up Ayala, consoling him. They were in tears, his players. And Arce there at the same time now, really worried, and he's saying, come on lads, it's not the end of the world. We don't need to be ashamed of what we've done. We should go home with honour. And of all the players I've seen so far, none should have a better journey home than that man.
Just getting him off his arse, wasn't he?
Jim, listen, I want you to answer me this question, because it was described in the commentary as his lucky medal, so what does he do with it now?
His lucky medal?
No, he said it's his lucky medal. Well, they've gone out the World Cup. Does he toss it in the bin, or what do you think?
Solid gold, that was.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah,
Cue down.
I tell you what.
You've left me speechless. I mean, what would you do with yours? Did you have any lucky tokens when you were a player, or any superstitions at all?
Tell you what, you wouldn't want to play with that round your neck.
Did you have any?
Lots.
If you'd played for Fulham, as I did years ago, you'd have had a lot of superstitions. Okay. We were superstitious.
You had a lot of problems, Jim, by the way.
In other ways, sensible, reasonable people. When it comes to superstitions, Gary as well, you're loco, and that was his superstition.
Let's look ahead to the quarter-finals. I mean, it should be a cracker, but I don't know. Looking at it, the difference could be Vieri for Italy and Trezeguet for France. Mark.
Well, Vieri on fire, Gary, and you know, when the ball's landing in the opposition penalty area at the moment, it's inevitably landing to Vieri, scoring left foot, right foot headers doesn't make any difference. And I just think today a great sense of relief will be lifted off French shoulders, because the supporters, they expect them to do very well, but then it's Italy, and they're thinking, well, Italy can beat us. And I think because of that, I would actually tip France to win. I think they're so strong defensively, make very, very few mistakes. I think they'll limit the number of chances that Italy have. And also in front of those are 2 midfield players, so there's Deschamps and Petit, it might be Vieira, we don't know. I think that France will go through. I think it'll be very, very close, but I would tip them to go through.
Probably not many goals, Jimmy.
Not many goals. I mean, they're having difficulty in scoring goals, but providing they're watching this programme and get the width that you were pointing out they were lacking today, I mean, you actually could be helping them get farther in the competition. Have you thought about that?
We should try.
Yeah?
The food's
I
nice.
didn't like the way the manager looked worried from start to finish. He looked as if he wasn't in control of what was going on in the field, didn't know what to do next, and was ready to try anything in order, with the Petit, he put him on, he didn't do anything wrong, and he took him off. And you say, well, does he really know what he's doing? I think he's a manager in doubt at the moment.
I think the good thing is he's probably not watching. Now, amongst the interested observers of that game with the England squad, and shortly after the final whistle, I spoke to Michael Owen. Michael, you were watching that game. What did you make of all that then?
Yeah, it was nice to see a lot of pressure on other people. We wouldn't like to be put under that pressure of having to win in sudden death or in penalties as that goes. So it's hard playing in it, but it's nice to watch an exciting match like that.
The odds are that at some stage, if you're going to go all the way, that you'll have to play in one of those. They're quite scary, aren't they?
Yeah, unfortunately so. I think that's the way they've chose to do it. So it's awkward for the players, and it's hard for the players, but we've got to get on with it.
If it goes one stage further than that and it turns into a penalty shootout, is that something that the likes of yourself have been practising at all?
I wouldn't say practising, because you can be a good penalty taker, but it's totally different when you standing in front of 80,000 people and millions on the telly. So
tell me about it.
Yeah. So it's hard to practice for, really.
Okay. Well, the last time England played Argentina in the World Cup finals was back in '86. I suppose I'm wasting my time asking you if you can remember. You're only about 6, weren't you?
Yeah, you are wasting your time. I can't remember much about it. I've seen the goal, but I can't remember the actual time when he scored. I can't remember the whole match, so it's a bit of a waste of time asking me about it.
You make me feel old now. Well, let's look ahead to this one then. I suppose the team goes into the game with a lot more confidence following the performance against Colombia, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've always believed that we can go a long way in the tournament and eventually win it. But I think the result against Colombia was a good one, a good performance, and that gives us a lot of confidence.
What about your own performance in that game? You looked particularly sharp and quick as always. A bit disappointed you didn't finish off one or two of those chances?
Yeah, I was disappointed I didn't score, but as you know, the team performance and the team result comes first. So hopefully I've saved a couple of goals for the next round.
Well, you started to sound like him then, so I'll ask you about your partnership with Alan Shearer. How did that go for you? Did you enjoy working with him?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think any striker in the English league wants to play up front with Alan Shearer, so it was a great experience for me. I haven't played with him too much, but to have played with him and to hopefully be looking forward to another start with him would be great.
Can't really expect quite so many chances, I don't suppose, against Argentina. Different proposition, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. I think it'll be a lot tighter, and I think one chance, and if you miss that, then you might struggle. So I think you've got to put away the chances that you get given against these.
And they've got a bit of a threat up front, haven't they?
Yeah, I'd say so. We've just played the Colombia match, so we're just getting over that. In the next couple of days, we'll watch a lot of videos and study them then. But they have, obviously to all the world, they've got great players up front. But we'll be looking to exploit them at the back.
Is everyone fit, Michael?
Yeah, everyone trained today. It's nice to see. I wouldn't think many teams in the tournament have got 22 players fit, so it's nice that we have.
You're only 6 in '86. You're only 18 now. You seem to handle everything that goes around football so well. Interviews like this. Is it something that you look at, the outside interest in the game? Something that you make observations on other people or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. I think when you're a youngster, you watch games and you learn off players, and then you don't suddenly switch the television off and watch something else. You watch their interviews and you watch what they have to say, and you take points all the way.
Well, Michael, thanks for joining us, and we really do wish you the very best on Tuesday.
Okay, thank you very much.
He's a very impressive young man, Mike. Every time I see him, I'm more and more impressed with him. He handles himself so well. For his age, it's incredible.
Absolutely no fear. When you think about it, throw it into the Liverpool team, start the season behind Fowler, Riedler, might throw him on a few games, play a few games, score a few goals, bring him back out, and he's just taken everything. He's basically #1 at Liverpool at the moment because of Fowler's injury. He hasn't made a mistake in football so far, apart from his tackle maybe at Old Trafford. Don't complicate his head with all sorts of different tactics and theorems. Let him go out, let him play, let him run at people, and he's a breath of fresh air.
Let's hope it's the same against Argentina. Well, there's some worrying news tonight. Sir Alf Ramsey, the man who led England to World Cup victory in 1966, has been admitted to hospital after suffering a minor stroke. A spokesman at the hospital in Ipswich described his condition as comfortable. Sir Alf is 78, and Jimmy, we wish him well.
Yes, indeed. He's not been lucky with his health, Sir Alf, in recent years, and he's had a bit year to contend with. But when you think about it, in the middle of a World Cup, what a magnificent achievement that was, and he was the leader of us winning. I don't know when we might win it again. Let's hope it's soon, but it might be many, many years. And Sir Alf deserves, as I'm sure he will get, the sympathy of people out there who will say, get well soon, we miss you.
I think we'll all echo those sentiments. Now back to the action and the day's other second-round tie between Nigeria and Denmark. The winners play Brazil in the quarter-finals. Commentary on this one comes from Trevor Brooking and Tony Gubber.
Nigeria are bidding to be the first African nation to reach the quarter-finals of a World Cup, and they're back to a first-choice 11 after making 7 changes for the final group game against Paraguay. Their giant defender and captain, #5, Uche, who missed that game suspended, is back. Also, #3, Babayaro, #8, Adepojo, #10, Okocha, who'll dictate midfield, with #20, Ikpeba up front. Denmark have Molnar suspended, and Sand didn't score in 3 games, so he's left out. And into attack for the first time comes Peter Müller of PSV Eindhoven, a bold, direct striker to complement the skills of Brian Laudrup.
The positive Danes we see in that match rather than the cautious ones we saw in the group games.
Denmark celebrate their victory by 4 goals to 1, and as early as the 2nd minute, when Peter Müller scored the first, they were always in control against Bora Milutinowic's Nigerian side, who failed to progress further in the competition than any other African nation has done. Cameroon reached the last 16 in 1990. Nigeria have done that here in France in 1998. But it's Denmark who go through. The goals from Müller, Laudrup, Sand, after he'd just come on as a substitute, and then Helve, and now they will meet Brazil in the quarter-finals in Nantes on July the 3rd. Final score here is Nigeria 1, Denmark 4.
I think they've gone into the game knowing they were favourites and believing that the world press have said that they could be the African side to win the World Championship. And I think they probably didn't focus enough on this game. They've been thinking about Brazil, and they were 2-0 down in 20 minutes, and it's very, very difficult to come back against 2-0.
Nice easy quarter-final now, Brazil. What are your thoughts about that?
At the moment, I'm just enjoying this game. Brazil, we've got another 4 or 5 days to think about that. So at the moment, I'm not even thinking about them.
Just one final point. What's the mood like of the Danish players after this?
We are on a high, definitely on a high. We're going back to the south of France. We've enjoyed our stay down there, and we're staying there again for another 5 days, and we're really looking forward to it.
Steve Lee put in the questions there. Mark, I suppose that's the first real turn-up, isn't it, of this time?
Yeah.
I mean, Peter Schmeichel thought that they went into the game thinking, well, we're just going to turn up against Brazil. It's probably a fair point.
First shock, I would say. I think, Gary, as well, I mean, once you go into the last 16 of any competition, let alone the World Cup, you can't be 2-0 down after 12 minutes and expect to recover it, although, of course, that's the way that Nigeria play. They don't believe that any lead is unassailable, and of course they went out and the game was made really, really open when it was 2-0, let alone 1-0. And I just feel with them that they've shown a bit insofar as, yes, they can come forward, they've got some excellent players. The goalkeeper couldn't keep bees for me, absolutely no chance, and that has really, really cost them dearly. And you know, until they get somebody in that kind of department and improve that department, then they're always going to be a lovely, lovely team to watch, but capable of being beaten by anybody.
The experience of Denmark helped, particularly the Laudrup brothers. I mean, Michael Laudrup, the only survivor from '86. I mean, he was impressive again.
104 caps, really. It's such a stylish and a skillful player there which set up that goal. Time to look at it again in slow motion. Perfect control. How about that for an opportunity to score? Perfect pace in laying the ball back.
Great finish too.
And the third goal, which killed off the Nigerian hopes. Sanders just come on. What about that for a delightful flick? Sand doesn't do so badly either in flicking it to death, but look at that. Nonchalant, the skill and confidence that comes with years of international football, inviting his younger colleague there to finish it off. But it is an absolute delight to see that kind of skill, you know, whoever it's for and whoever it's against in a World Cup.
I think that's what they mean by a good first touch. That's literally, isn't it? And they're coming on as sub and doing that. Mark, one of the stars of the game, though, it's rather like Chilivert for Paraguay early on the losing side, but what a performance from JJ Okocha.
JJ Okocha, yeah. I think just looking at him, he's got great skill. Obviously stands out because of his hair. This is his little trick, Gary, and I mean, I've watched it umpteen times, I still can't work it out, and Denmark had already witnessed it once. Here it is again.
That's brilliant.
Well, it's absolutely fantastic, and it's done at pace. He stops, he slows everybody down, right foot over it, drags it over, and the defender, to be honest with you, he was always watching the ball. He just couldn't cope with the pace, the initial burst afterwards. This, you think he's going to shoot right foot. No, he's not. Through the Danish team, go for a cup of tea, hits it left foot, and well, it was a pound of bacon lean back, wasn't it? That was the only problem. Again, great skill, lovely little flick, onto the chest, onto the head, sorry. And the only thing he failed to do was hit the target, but he's always looking to do something different, and he's a pure entertainer.
Pound of bacon, lean back.
Oh, sorry about that.
Well, while we're on bacon, what better cue for Denmark, Jim? Can they beat Brazil? No, not can they?
No, I tend to think that Denmark are a much better side, you know, because of their experience and because of the star players that they have there, and they're a country with a good team spirit. Nice, you know, that's my feeling about them. They're going to give it. They're not going to go in there and make any mistakes. They might be beaten by Brazil, but they won't give the game away. And they've a lot of experience there, and they might make life difficult for them.
Well, I think that's the best they can hope for, Gary. Make life difficult for Brazil. I think Brazil will just have too much class in all departments. They'll attack them in the wide positions. Roberto Carlos, Cafu, through the middle. Leonardo, Rivaldo, you know, need we go on, Ronaldo, and yeah, exactly. And I think what happened, I think the Danish mentality will be they'll just sit and they say, listen, you know, try and keep it tight, let's try and nick a goal, which I'm afraid I can't see them doing.
OK, thank you. Right, let's look ahead to tomorrow's clash between Holland and Yugoslavia. It's all been relatively comfortable to date for the Dutch, and it's not too shabby in their base camp either. And it was in Monaco that Garth Crooks caught up with their coach, Gus Hiddink, to discuss their preparations.
I planned with the circumstances and details from Euro 96, and I started in August 96, just 1 month after Euro 96, to make a plan towards France. And I selected my players on that plan, and there are some 14 rules, values, principles in which they have to cope. If they're not able to cope, they can go.
Philippe Cocu has been an inspired selection, placing him up front alongside Bergkamp. But is that going to cause you a problem in the second phase with selection?
No, I have a group, and I'm very proud. I'm very proud of my group of 22 players. And you know, we had a suspension of Kluivert. We had the situation that Dennis had a great season in England, had his problems not playing the cup final, was not able to make a good preparation with his injury, had the problems not being able to play against Belgium. Now he's not on 100% of the shape he had in England. So I'm glad to the Philippe Cocu situation that he developed, and there was no doubt for me that he developed in this way.
A big talking point was the sending off of Patrick Kluivert. A lot of people felt he was treated very harshly. Now, what was your view of this whole situation?
Well, it's first of all, and I want to underline, he must be in control all the time, because in football nowadays and in the early times, people say nasty things in the field to upset people, to let them react. So all the professionals know that. So first of all, he has to control that situation. But he didn't, and they made a lot of fuss about it was not a hit he made. It was just a push of his emotional reaction. So it was too much, I think, how people in the outside world react. It's over now. He's out of suspension, so let's see forward.
Now, Yugoslavia are your next opponents. They're a team I'm sure you'd have expected to play, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I should have liked I would have liked the Germans as well, because Holland and Germany always there is a certain tension. But now we have Yugoslavia, and I know some players. I know the team. I had one player with me in Spain, Mijatovic, which I transferred from Partizan to Valencia. Magnificent player, magnificent player. He brought the European Cup to Madrid. That kind of players is in the national team. So it's a tricky team. They are very keen on tactical things. They are very, how do you say in proper English? They're not sneaky is not the right word, but you have to help me. They are very clever, very clever.
I thought we had a good spot here, Jimmy, but I think I might swap for that one. It's an unpredictable game tomorrow, isn't it? Because both sides sort of blow hot and cold, don't they?
Yeah, Yugoslavia, you know, sometimes the best coaches in the world, and brilliant players, but they don't always get it together as a team. And Holland, you know, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, whatever. The other afternoon, there they were. First half, wonderful. Second half, disintegrated. Who knows?
Well, outstanding individuals tomorrow, Gary, that's the thing. Bergkamp, Mijatovic, et al. Great.
Should be a good game to watch live on BBC One. We'll leave you tonight with France's golden moment. Good night.
The golden goal for France!
Here is your guide to Wayne speak.
Okay, welcome to Waynesville. Pretty on, Garth.
Pretty on, Wayne. Translation:
We're not worthy!
We are not deserving of